3. The third chapter of your unit 3, okay, it talks about the writing effectively. So we say that, you know, writing is a very important form of communication that we have studied. Okay, then we have further said that, you know, writing effectively is very important. But it is an important form of communication. Okay, but how many of us are able to really write effectively? How many of us really have a very good written communication? And can our written communication be improved? To answer to my first question, do we have a very good, you know, written skill or writing skill? The answer is no. And very sadly, I have to say that the answer is no to this. The reason being, as I said, barring a few, barring the 10% of the people who have a very good writing skills. Apart from them, writing skills are very if you want to put it in that way, then even the oral communicating skills are very difficult. Which communication is one of the important basic function, and we have seen that, you know, writing is even writing and oral skill both are not there with us. So what we can do? Both the skills, written skills as well as the oral skills, those can be studied and those can be improved if we put in efforts, which I talked about yesterday, isn't it? Written skills can be improved by you. The only thing is what, that you have to understand, okay, the few points, and you have to practice those few points, right? So what we are going to practice, what are the points that we are going to study about in written skills? We are going to study about the subject line. Okay, is the subject that you mentioned in the letter, is it important or not? We are going to see how we are going to focus on the main point. We are going to see the importance of your audience and how you are going to consider your audience when you're writing down the letter. Okay, or you are writing down any document, and you are going to see, we are going to further see how we are going to organize the message. All right, so these are the things that we are going to see in writing effectively, and we are going to improve our writing skills. Okay, as said earlier, writing is the most important form of the communication. Okay, writing communication, it is a record which can be kept for a longer period of time. A person can refer back to it. Okay, with oral communication, you cannot refer back to it unless and until you have, you know, the speech which is going to be recorded and which is going to be kept. That can be, you know, that can be heard by you. But a speech which is being given by a person which has not been recorded, the persons are going to deny. Leave apart the recorded speech, people deny. You must have seen. You must have seen the politician जो mic पे बोलते, when it comes on TV and when they are told, they deny. They say, no, this was not what I mean. Okay, my meaning was different. Shades of meaning. They give a different shade of meaning to whatever they have shared, isn't it? So whereas if it is a written communication, they cannot deny in what they have said, because written communication has only a single meaning. It does not have shade of meaning, as I've said, as I've told you earlier. So a written communication cannot be denied, whereas the oral communication can always be denied, and there is no record that can be kept of it unless and until it has been recorded. Okay. So one needs to connect with your written communication and also needs to have a very lasting impact. Okay, through your writing skills. So connection is also important, and having a lasting impact is also very important. And this connection and writing impact, how to have this connect and writing impact, these we are going to see with these 4 points. Okay, through these 4 points, we are going to see how one can have a very good connect and how one can have a very good lasting impact in your written communication. Okay, so your initial impact and your final impact are need to be thought of while in the beginning only, before you start writing any document. Let us let us shift to the first point in order to improve your written communication is, concentrating on your subject line. Subject is something that comes in at the beginning of your letter, or subject is something that comes, in your email along with the name of the person who is sending it. These are the emails which have been received by me. Okay, these are some of the emails which have been received by me. Okay, and this is the name of the sender. Along with the name of the sender, what comes is, this is the subject line that comes. And if you can see over here, all these mails that I have received are of 1st of January. Until date, these all are, you can see, these all are darker. As they all are dark, it means no email has been opened by me till today. And the date of today is near about 12. So 12 तारीख तक मैंने एक भी email इसको मैंने खोला नहीं. And why this has happened is, this has happened because I did not find the subject line to be effective enough for me to open. Okay. If the subject line would have been very effective, definitely the sender is also important. Think about it. But many a times you will find that your mail, when you send it to somebody, that mail rise in inbox and it is not been opened also. So along with your name, what comes is the subject line. So whatever you have written to that person, okay, he is not finding it important enough to click on that subject line. So I'm not finding it important enough to click on any of the subject line in order to read my message. Okay. So this subject line is very, very important because that is the first text that your receiver is going to see along with your name, along with the sender's name. Okay. So it should give you what really the sender wants to convey to you, right? So this is very, very important. So if the subject line is impactful, then and then only your mail is going to be opened and it is going to be read by your recipient. Okay, let us move further and let's see that how you can improve upon your subject line, how you can make your subject line very, very effective. The first thing and the first and major mistake that a person does is many a times you do not write down a subject line. And if you do not write down a subject line, what happens is here you have your name that comes or your company's name that is being displayed over here at this where there is HDFC. Here the name of your company is going to be there and there is going to be nothing further over here. And that is the biggest mistake, because in that case, if there is no subject line, then the person is never going to open your mail, and the email is going to go unread and it is going to get lost in the inbox. Many a times afterwards, somebody remembers, somebody XYZ has sent me the mail. I want to search it, but then as there is no subject line that is available to it, that's why you cannot give the keywords also in the search in order to search your mail. Okay. So the first important thing is for a good subject line is first you prepare a subject line and you put a subject line. Don't forget to or don't miss the subject, okay, that is there to your letter. Second important thing that you have to remember when you are preparing a subject line, you have to keep it very short and simple. A typical PC, or if you see this is a clipping of the PC. If you see the PC, okay, inside the PC, near about you can see 60 words that are being there. Not more than 60 words can be seen in a PC. Okay. Or if you go to a mobile, as in your smartphone, the subject line will reveal only near about 25 to 30 characters. So in this 60 characters, when you draft this 60 characters, or when you draft this 25 to 30 characters, and most of the mails are nowadays opened in mobile, please remember that. Okay. The people are on the go, they are on the toes, they are continuously going from one place to other place. And when they are sitting in their car, etc., what they are going to do is they are going to open their mobile and they are going to read that subject line. That subject line is in case of the mobile that they're opening is going to see, or they are going to see only 25 to 30 characters. And in that 25 to 30 characters, when they read that, they should be tempted enough to open your email. Okay. So one needs to put his whatever he wants to say in those 6 to 8 words. In those 6 to 8 words, he should be able to say what his email contains and why the other person should open his email. So that is very, very important. So you have to keep your subject line very short, and at the same time, whatever are the important words in that subject line, that should come earlier and not later. Okay, because as I said, 50% of the emails are read on mobile phones, and when it comes onto the mobile phone, the subject line is cut very short. So only 3 to 4 words out of 6 to 8 words, only 3 to 4 words are going to be seen in your mobile phone. And as only 3 to 4 words are going to be seen in your mobile phone, so those 3 to 4 words should be so impactful that the person should click on that email and he should see that email. Okay. Now this is very important in case where you are sending the mails to the unknown person, where you are sending a job application, where you are sending the marketing emails, where you are sending some reminders, etc., to the person whom you have already not met. Most of the time, if it is an organizational email sent by your colleagues, sent by your say family members, etc., then as soon as the name is being seen, okay, the mail gets opened up. If you're sending your mails to your juniors, okay, then definitely the mails are going to be get opened up. But if you're sending a mail to your senior, you're sending a mail to a person who is too very busy, you're sending a mail to a person who is not known to you, you're sending the mail to your customers, you're sending the mails to, marketing mails, sales mails. Okay, in that case, it is very important that your mail gets opened up. Otherwise, if it remains unnoticed, then this written communication is going to be not of any use. Okay. So the first 3 points that we have seen was you have to firstly mention the subject line, you have to keep it very short, and whatever are the important words in that short line, that should come first and not later on. Okay, because many a times the person just reads first 2-3 words and he skips and he goes further, or many a times if it is a mobile phone, then only first 2-3 letters are getting displayed, others don't get displayed. So you have to communicate the important things in those first 2-3 words. So instead of writing down, this is to remind you that there is going to be a meeting at 3 p.m. Okay, so your meeting at 3 p.m. is coming at the last. This is to remind you that, or regarding a important and meeting at 3 p.m. So your meeting at 3 p.m. is coming at last. So instead of that, you have to write meeting at 3 p.m. at this place. So once the meeting word is coming, the first, which is the most important word, timing is coming the second. So meeting at 3 p.m. So these words, these 3 letters are coming at the beginning. So even if it is a mobile and even if the subject line is getting cut, the 3 important words are striking at the front and the person is going to read that message because he wants to understand where the meeting is going to be there, etc., etc. Okay. The next point is you have to eliminate filler words. Don't write down the words which are not important or the words which are going to be there in your main letter. Don't write the place of the meeting. Don't write the room number. Don't write who is going to be attending the meeting. Don't write down who is going to conduct the meeting, etc. These all points can come inside the body of your email. Okay. When it is a subject line, remember you have few words in hand with you. The space that you're having is precious. Okay, so don't waste that place with unnecessary word. For example, hello, how are you? There is a meeting at 3 p.m. So this hello, how are you is useless. That you can write down in body of your text. Okay, it was nice to meet you yesterday. Let us meet again tomorrow. It was nice to meet you yesterday is a non-useful word. These are just the fillers. So don't waste your precious subject space with the fillers. You can add these fillers in the main important body. So eliminate the filler words. You have to be very clear. You have to be very specific about the topic of your email. Okay. The subject line should exactly communicate what you want from the recipient. Okay. And the recipient can then prioritize your email importance. If your email is really not very important, don't write down urgent, because your email is not important to him. Okay. Or do not write down a vague subject line as the example that I have given. Do you have a second? Do you have a sec? Question mark. Very vague. What are you trying to communicate to him? Okay. And a person needs to open your mail in order to understand this thing. He's not understanding anything. It is not clear. It is not specific. It is not giving any idea to the person. And what is going to happen? He is going to open up your mail when he actually has to open some very important mail. Okay. How clear and specific you should be? For example, if you're going for if it is a job application, then please write down the name of the position. Okay. Please write down for what position you're applying. Please write down your name over there. Okay. So that the person understand, and he can then, if it is not important for him, if it's not important, if there's some job application, it is not important for me, it is important for the HR department. Without opening, I am going to forward that mail to the HR department, to the specific department where there is a vacancy for that person. So I'm not going to waste my time in opening that mail. If the subject line is very clear and specific, or if it is really very, very important for me, then I'm going to prioritize it. If there are 10 mails that I have received on a given day, then I am going to open only one important mail that has been received by me. Okay, which can be from you, because you have drafted that it is your important mail and you have drafted it in a proper way. Your subject line is drafted in a very proper way. So you have to be very clear. You have to be very specific when you draft a subject line, okay, of your email. Also, you should be clear, specific, as well as you should be very simple and focused also. Again, example, if you take an marketing email, then be focused on what you want to tell the person. Are you focusing on price? Are you focusing on discount? Are you focusing on the feature of the product? Okay, so that USP of that product, USP means unique selling proposition. That unique selling proposition of your mail should be reflected in that in that subject line. What is that uniqueness in your mail? Okay, like you have uniqueness in a product through which you sell your product. Okay, so if it is an advertisement of your product which you are giving through your mail, then write down discount of 50% on this item. Right? Then don't write down the other features of your product, the subject line, because you are giving discount. So discount comes first. How much percent that should come second, and the name of the product should come third, something like this. Or if there is any other feature that you have added, then you can just write down that feature in that. But that should come first, because that is the thing that the person is going to read, and he is going to, the first 2-3 words is going to read, and he is going to open your mail. Okay. Now you have to use very logical keywords when you are drafting a mail, because many times what happens is the mails they come the person who is very busy, he doesn't even look at his email because of his busy schedule. So over a period of time, there are sometimes, you know, hundreds or thousands of mail which get lined up in your inbox, which you don't open up. And then after some days, somebody calls you up and he tells you, sir, I have sent you a mail on this aspect. Can you please check it? So he has to go back to his inbox and he has to search for your message. When he's searching for your message, he is going to draft some keywords into it. He is going to put some words into the search item. Those search words are nothing but the keywords. And most of the professionals, you know, they have the filters, they have the folders, okay, and the messages they just take and they just keep that message into different folders, okay. And whenever they have the time, they are going to go through that folders, okay. So your message should go in a proper folder. That is your responsibility by drafting a proper subject line. So if you draft a proper subject line, then your message is going to go to a proper folder, and then the message is going to be properly addressed at that given moment of time. If it goes in a wrong folder, then the message is not going to be addressed properly to you. Okay. So that keywords are very, very important, and those keywords should come in your subject line. Okay. Then the next is you have to indicate, okay, if you need a response from that person, and also if you do not need a response from that person on a particular mail. Okay. So if you need a response means some feedback from him, some maybe some advice from him, or some inputs from him. If you want that, then you have to clearly indicate that you require a response from that person, and that should come into your subject line. Okay. For example, please reply should be in your subject line. Okay. Or thoughts needed on this topic should be there on your subject line. At the same time, if you do not require a response, then kindly write it down. For example, please read. Okay. Or no response needed. Or FYI. FYI is nothing but for your information. It is just for your information. I don't want any feedback from you. I don't want any response from you. I don't want you to take any action. So if you want him to take any action, then you have to write down for your information and necessary action. So we'll understand that after reading the mail, I have to take some action on this mail. So those things should be clearly indicated in your mail. You should always set a deadline in your subject. Whenever writing the subject, if there is some deadline which you have to give it to the person, okay. Supposing you are writing down to your junior, and you want him to do some activity, then you have to give him the deadline. Unless until you give the deadline to him, he is not going to. If you give him the deadline as soon as possible, then what is going to happen? That person is going to open the mail immediately. Or if you give him the deadline within a week, then he feels, okay, I have a time of 1 or 2 days in order to complete this activity. So I will prioritize my work. Whatever the work I have, urgency of work today, I can do that work, and the remaining work, the mail that has been received by me, whereby I have to do the work after 1 week, I can open it later on. So you have to mention the deadline. It may be ASAP, that is as soon as possible. Okay. And with this deadline, what happens is, the chances of the person opening the mail becomes higher. Okay. And if it is urgently, quickly, look into the matter urgently, okay, these types of words have been included, then the mails are getting looked in quickly. But at the same time, you have to remember that don't write down this for each and every mail, because try to understand the other person is also having some priority. Okay. So if your work is really not a priority, you can, and if you have some time, don't write down the word urgent just for him to open the mail. right? Or you can write down something like, please, the example that I can, please reply by EOD Friday. EOD is end of the day, Friday. So by end of the day, Friday, that is 5 p.m., you have to respond to the mail. These kinds of words, when included in the subject line, the person understands that I have to read this message and I have to respond to this message. That's why these all should be included in your subject line itself. The next thing, that you have to do is, for a good subject line, is you have to include the name of a referrer. Many a times you get, a reference from some person about the other person, and you're writing down the mail to that other person. So write down the name of that reference at the first. Okay, just for example, I have received a reference from say Aditi. Aditi has given me a reference, and on that reference I am writing down to someone who is known to Aditi, because that's why Aditi has given me the reference, because she's knowing somebody. So what I'm going to do, Aditi's reference, and then I'm going to write down the subject, or referred by Aditi. Okay, and then I'm going to write down some few words regarding the job, okay, or regarding something. But that reference name should come in the beginning, because then the person is going to understand and the person is going to open the mail because of that reference, because he knows the reference. वो आपको तो पहचानता नहीं है. If the mail goes from your inbox, your name would be popping up over there, and he does not know you, so he's going to not open that mail. So if there is some reference that has been given to you, please write down the name of that reference first. You should begin your subject line with the name of that person, of your reference. Okay. Please do highlight the value that you have to offer. Okay. So you have to mention what is the thing that is there for him in order to open the mail. Why should the other person open your mail? Why is it important for him? What is the value that he is going to generate after opening this mail? So if you are giving any discount, if you are giving any services, if you are giving some special, bonuses, etc., whatever it is, so you have to mention that first, why it is important for the other person to open that mail. If you don't mention that, then in your subject line, then the mail is going to go unread. If this is true for the mails, this is also true for the other written documents also. Because just with the subject line, a person understands how important your mail is, and the whole crux of your mail, okay, the whole data of your mail is been received by that person in that one subject line. So that one subject line has to be very, very important. Whenever possible, personalize it. Personalize the subject line. Something like this, Just see how they have personalized it over here. HDFC is writing down Manish, start your new year with a special deal. So they have personalized it by writing down Manish. See, कितने जगह पे उन्होंने personalize किया है. HDFC Bank, they have written down my name. The Swiggy, they have written down my name. If you see HDFC Bank, again my name. If you see MedLife, again there is my name. American Express, there is my name. ICICI Lombard, they have written my name. Can you see how many places have they personalized it? So what they are doing is they are personalizing it. If you see the message of Zoomcar over here, it is not a personalized mail. It is a happy new year and happy travel to you. It is for everybody. I understand. This is the bulk mail which has been sent by Zoomcar to everybody. Whereas if you see these messages, okay, this HDFC gives me a feeling. This message gives me a feeling that it has been specifically drafted by me. Okay, so wherever possible, you need to personalize the mail. So the recipient's name or the company's name, if you are sending it to some company, then the company's name should be there in your mail. Okay, so these types of mails are very likely to be opened. The personalized mails are to be likely to be opened. Many a times what we do is we just copy paste, okay, and send it to the other person. Okay, whereas the personalized mails are not many a times copy pasted. Right, got it? So you can just write down the name of the something like this, some examples. Increase company.com's traffic by 25%. This company.com is your company. So they are just telling that increase the traffic of your website by 25%. Instead of writing down only increase traffic by increase your company website traffic by 25%, they have written the name of your company and they have personalized it. Okay, or for that matter, I've shown you some example. Here is an example of John, comma. So John, writing the name of the John, you have personalized that message. See how you can compare the competitors. So what you have done is by writing the name as John, what you have done is you have personalized that name. So a good subject line consists of a personalized, email, right? Subject line should be personalized as far as possible. It is very important that you reread your subject line. So what we do is most of the time we copy paste the subject line, as I told you earlier, and then because if there are bulk mails which are to be sent, you just copy paste it and then you send it. So आपने शायद ये मैसेज सपोजिंग कृष्णा को भेज दिया है. You just copy that message again, Krishna, comma, and the message, and then you again send it to somebody, and you are sending it to Rohit. So Krishna के नाम से मेल चला जाता है रोहित को. So when you are sending the same mail to multiple people, and if you are personalizing it, you have to see to it that you read the subject line properly. Otherwise the person is going to feel कि अरे ये तो मेल मेरे लिए है ही नहीं, ये तो दूसरे पर्सन के लिए था, शायद ये गलती से मेरे पास आ गया है. Okay, so kindly read the subject line properly. If there are any mistakes, kindly correct it and then send the subject and then send the email. Okay. It is not only for the subject line, but also whatever written document you prepare, that written document should be reread twice, thrice, and you should rectify all the whatever mistakes that you have done in that mail. You have to rectify all the mistakes and then you have to send it. Please remember, do not put all caps when you are writing down the subject line. All caps means all the words that are capital. For example, don't is these are not all capital words. Okay, but this CAPS, caps, these are all capital words. If you see the subject line that I will show you over here, the example, no except for Manish over here. So if you see this letter Manish over here, that is what? That is cap locks. All the letters are in capital. Except for that, if you see everywhere, okay, what is you can see? They are not in capital letters, right? If you write down in capital letters, it is assumed that you are yelling at a person. Okay. So caps is digitally yelling at a person or digitally shouting at somebody. Instead of that, if you want to separate, you can just put dashes, you can just put semicolons. Okay, you can just put colons over there. That can be done. But avoid putting exclamation marks, avoid putting caps, all words in caps. Okay, these types of things you need to avoid when you're putting a subject line, right? So this is about your written communication. And in written communication, we have seen your first point, that is writing down subject point. So when you write down subject point, there are a few things that you have to remember. That you have to write, first of all, write down a subject line, keep it short and simple, place the important words at the beginning of your subject line, eliminate filler words, be clear, specific about the topic, be simple and focused. Okay, then use keywords properly so that one can properly filter it, properly put it into the folders, properly research it. Okay, and indicate that if you want a response, then you please indicate in your subject line. If there is a deadline, then properly indicate that deadline. First of all, set a deadline and indicate it properly in your email. Use write down the name of the referrer. If somebody has given us the reference, please write it down, because then your mail is going to be opened. Highlight the values that you are offering to your mail. Personalize that mail by writing down the name of that person. Okay. Make sure that you go through the subject line again, so that if there is any error or any mistake, you will go to remove it. And never put all caps in your subject line. Okay. Or exclamation marks. These are some of the things that you have to remember when you are preparing your subject line, in order to make your email so effective that just by seeing your subject line, a person opens your mail and goes through it.